It's official. Chris Hemsworth will return as Thor in a fourth standalone film within the MCU. But what does all of that mean for the so-called Asguardians of the galaxy? And which villain could go up against the God of Thunder? We will now discuss everything we know about the upcoming project, as well as some of the more interesting theories regarding the sequel. But as usual, this video does contain spoilers. You have been warned.
Fine.
The God of Thunder isn't the only one to return for a fourth film. Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi will return as well to helm the film, which seems like great news for Marvel. After all, Waititi's Thor Ragnarok was financially and critically the most successful Thor film yet, which may be linked to the drastic tonal shift of the film, especially when being compared to the previous two installments. As you remember, Thor 1 was basically a drama involving gods, and even the Dark World took itself quite seriously. Thor 3, however, shifted the franchise in a more comedic direction and turned the film into a funny space adventure. After the destruction of Asgard in Ragnarok, Thor felt the need to find a new home for his people, but Thanos complicated things even more. The events of both Infinity War and Endgame had a massive impact on Thor's story. Most of the Asgardians are dead, he's no longer a real king, and the Avengers don't exist anymore. Even main baddies like Loki, Hela, and Thanos are all dead. Which is why Thor 4 should be quite the challenge.
Well, I want to know why.
As you can see, the last couple movies constantly developed our hero, from king to being depressed to regaining his strength and battling Thanos. The new standalone Thor film could show us how he deals with this new situation post-Endgame. The last Avengers film had him hand over the Asgardian leadership position to Valkyrie. Therefore, her return seems very likely, since it was Taika Waititi himself who brought her on board to begin with. Endgame ended with Thor joining the Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is a man. A handsome, muscular man.
We're hoping for an Asguardians of the Galaxy, a crossover film involving Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy. But this desired project has no confirmation whatsoever. James Gunn will soon be busy directing DC's Suicide Squad before returning to the Guardians franchise. His script for Volume 3, however, has been finished for quite some time now. And jamming a Thor storyline into the already completed script now seems not very likely. But since James Gunn also acted as one of the executive producers for both Infinity War and Endgame, it is possible that a crossover like that may have been planned for some time now. And we continue to have our hopes up.
It's a nice way of putting it.
But the Guardians aside, Thor might form his very own group of heroes to face new threats. We are pretty certain that both Korg and Meek will return for the fourth film. Both of these characters had a great dynamic with Thor in both Ragnarok and Avengers Endgame. And this odd trio could fight alongside Valkyrie against the forces of evil. But who will be the bad guy? Thor's major big screen villains Loki, Hela, and Thanos are all dead after all. Which is why now the time has come for a new antagonist, and as comic fans we already have a particular character in mind, Beta Ray Bill.
What the hell is that?
Similar to Thor, Bill's race, the Corbinites, almost went completely extinct as well, and just like Thor, he became their champion. As such, he was given supernatural abilities that turned him into a monster. In the comics, he is brought back to life by his ship Scuttlebutt. This weird entity views Thor as a threat that he cannot defeat on his own. This is why Thor and Bill start out as enemies, until it is revealed that Bill is worthy of wielding Thor's hammer. As a result, Odin pins both of them against one another, but Bill refuses to kill Thor and eventually becomes an ally of the Asgardians. This story probably needs a few changes here and there, since we've seen the whole Thor loses his hammer routine a couple times before.
I lost my hammer. You're not even listening.
Thor Ragnarok already teased Bill's head as a statue on the planet of Sakaar. Apparently the character was even featured in an earlier version of the Thor 3 script, and later removed in order to make the film feel less crowded. And this is exactly why now seems like the right time for Waititi to finally introduce the character. What do you think? Will Beta Ray Bill be the villain in the upcoming Thor 4, or would you like to see someone else? Let us know in the comment section below. And for more original content, check out these videos.